Hi, Kathy here with 3-Minute Piano Lessons. So I originally started the 3-Minute Piano Lessons series, and I've made several videos in that starting from the beginning. And I thought another great way to learn music is to write your own music. So I'm starting from the beginning, like you don't know anything about music. And I've also shared, in case you haven't caught the very first video, that I encourage you to download the app Notion. It's free. And you spell that Notion, and learn to use that, and it'll make you look very professional when you print out that music. And of course you have to know something about music in order to fill in those pages and make it look good. So let's continue on. The last video I did, this set of videos is called You Compose. And so we're at video number 8. I believe this is video number 8. And we've learned the left hand full C scale. We've learned the right hand full C scale. We've learned the 1, 4, 5 chords in C position. And the last video we left off talking about chord inversions. So actually it was the first inversion, and that's what I want to talk about in this video, is to cover first inversion on 1, 4, 5 chords. And then we'll put a little, maybe some passing tones to them and play a little with it to create music. So, and help you write your own music. So that's very rewarding. So up here on the board, I've already put in, let's say we're in 4/4 time. And so I've put in here middle C, E, and G. Now, if you follow my other videos, you know that that's the 1 chord on C. So to invert that 1 chord, we're going to keep the E and the G in the place that it's in. And we're going to take this C, middle C, and turn it into treble C. So remember, that's the C up here. This would be middle C on my board, and that is a treble C. Let's put a stem on it and turn them into half notes. So that's that one, and this would be the F chord, because F is the root. It's in root position, and to get that, I just go, to get the 4 chord, I start with the C and count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the 4 chord. That would be the root of it, which is F. I build up on third, so I have F, A, C. F, A, C makes the 4 chord. And there again, to invert the 4 chord, it's the same pattern. You just take the A and take the C, and you take that F, put it on the top. That's what it looks like. That would be high F right here. That's not even on my board. We're going to put the stem down on that side now. And then this is the first inversion of the F chord or the 4 chord. Either way is the right way to say that. Now here's your 5 chord. G is the root again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to build it up on third. So G, B, D, just like I've done here. To invert it, you just take the B and the D. You take that G and you put it on top. That G actually sticks up like that. And that would be, that's a little wobbly, that's the high G that's above this F off the board. So there we go. We have first inversions of the primary chords. So there's your 1 chord. You're now putting the C on top and the 1 chord on F. And now you're inverting it with the F on top. There's your G chord. And now the G's on top. So 1, 4, 5. The proper way to write those are Roman numeral 1, 4, and 5. Those are music terms. And every scale has 1, 4, 5 chords. So let's put a little, use some passing tones in the bass. To use passing tones, because I've mentioned them before, and I want to just explain how easy they are to use. So C, let's make these quarter notes down here. C belongs to the C chord, so it's not a passing tone, but D doesn't belong to the C chord because there's no D in it. So D would be considered a passing tone. E is a note that belongs to the C chord, C, E, G. So it is not a passing tone, it's part of the chord. However, F, as I step up this scale, is going to be a a passing tone because it's not part of this one chord. So you understand that if it's not part of the chord and you use it in the same measure, it's going to be a passing tone. Now this F is going to sound very restless, so it needs to actually go up to the G, but I have a 4 chord here, but I'm just using this as an example. But you'll hear the F doesn't sound like it really belongs to the C chord. I was going to go on up to G, but let's say I have F, A. Let's skip up to A, and you'll see how quickly that resolves itself, and it's still very workable in this measure. But A belongs to the F chord, F, A, C, so I could go F, or A, and then come down to the F, because it's part of this. Actually, for a passing tone, just thinking out loud, I could step down to G and keep the pattern of stepping in the measures. Remember, consistency is very good for writing music, starting with a pattern and keeping it for a while, and then if you want a little change up, you can create a little change up in the same song. But having some consistency, like the tunes belong together, the rhythm belongs together, belongs to that same song. So stepping, here we're doing chord inversions. So we're being consistent. We're going to move on to the G, so we could move back up. Well, let's make this. Yeah, we wanted to practice these passing tones. So F belongs there. We could actually move up to the G, and then we could do, this is G, B, D. We could do a B here, it belongs. And we could use A as a passing tone, because it can go on down to the G, because G belongs. And then you're going to see how that sounds. And then we could skip on to the E, because we're going to go on down to C. And by skipping down, we're going down to the C. This is quite a jump. I could actually move up to the high C, but to write a high C chord, you're up here. I guess that would be better, actually, than this C, just to keep it together, to keep the song together and more consistent that way. Let's see how it sounds using the passing tones that don't belong to the chord. Listen to how it sounds. Oops, sorry. And I should have put those, lined that up. That was very poor of me to do that. It's not a good example, so I lined those up, and that would get the 4 notes, 4 beats. Hey, that's not too bad, right? I mean, there's something to work with. So just doing the left hand all by itself. Fingering in there, but you learn fingering in my videos. So again, it's all very important, and you can put fingering in your own songs. So here we go again. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. So that is how we can use passing tones as we write music. So you don't have to stick strictly to the chord, and you could be more creative that way. So we could use passing tones, and you can change up rhythms as well. And again, though, if you're going to do that, you don't want just one measure of changing up a rhythm. So again, you're talking about being consistent into that one piece of music you're creating. So if you start a melody line, and then you make 4, 5, 6 measures of, make a melody line of 4, 5, 6 measures, and then you revert to something very different, then you want to bring that melody line back in with just in 4 or 5 measures so the song pulls together. So it would be the same here. If you're going to do inversions, you could do inversions in both hands, using different chords. Of course, we'll learn more than 1, 4, 5 chords.